I'm Jason, the world is yours, and today we have a story about musician Lizzo fires back at criticism that she makes white music. Lizzo addressed criticism that she makes white music while speaking to Howard Stern. Okay, let me see. What's going on here? Okay, here we go. Lizzo responded to critics who have complained that she makes white music. Speaking with Howard Stern on his radio show, the singer labeled the comments, quote, very hurtful. Okay, this is what Lizzo said, quote, it is very hurtful only because I am a black woman, Lizzo explained. I feel like it challenges my identity and who I am. It diminishes that, which I think is really hurtful. And on the other end, I'm making funky, soulful, feel good music that is so similar to a lot of black music that was made for black people in the 70s and the 80s. Does she really think that? That's a little bit. Hold on. Let me read that because that's a interesting statement that she said. Her music sounds. Hold on. Let me say. I'm making funky, soulful, feel good music that is similar to a lot of black music that was made for black people in the 70s and the 80s. Wow, that's interesting. She continued, then on top of that, my message is literally for everybody and anybody. I don't try to gatekeep my message from people. Three of those things, all three of those things from me, and I'm like, you don't even get me at all. I feel like a lot of people truthfully don't get me, which is why I wanted to do the documentary. I feel like y'all don't get me. Y'all don't know where I came from, and now I don't want to answer no more questions about this stuff. I just want to show the world who I am. Lizzo previously addressed the same remarks during an interview with Vanity Fair in October. Was that 2 months ago? At the time, she described her music as stemming from, quote, my black experience. Okay, let me see. Her interview with Howard Stern comes on the release of her new HBO documentary, Love, Lizzo. She also released her fourth studio album, Special, in 2022. The project later peaked at number 2 on the U.S. Billboard Chart 200. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, okay. So what can we really say about this? I feel a little bit of some contradiction in here, right? Because first she's like, well, I make soulful, feel good music, similar to a lot of black music that was made for black people in the 70s and 80s, right? That's what she said. That's the type of music she makes. And then literally the next sentence, maybe I'm reading this wrong. Then on top of that, my message is literally for everybody and anybody. So, I mean, I don't really think those two things are true. Good luck with Lizzo and, whatever she's trying to do in her career. In many ways, it's like, not that anyone shouldn't be able to listen to her music, but she can't be telling me, hey, my music is soulful and feel good music that was made for black people in the 70s and the 80s, and then the next sentence say, I make music that's literally for everybody and anybody. Those two things are just not true. You know, what I would say is Lizzo probably, it seems pretty obvious. Lizzo has more white fans than she does have black fans. And, that's how do you, how can she change that? I have no idea what she could do to change that. And I've never heard. I got to be honest. I've never heard a single song from Lizzo. I've never heard a single song from her. But I really, really, really doubt her music is soulful 70s, 80s black people music. I don't, I really would be shocking if she was making music like that. I would say if I'm Lizzo, I would just keep doing what I'm doing. Like she's fine. She's living a good life. Does she need to appeal to more black people? Is that what she wants to do, or does she want to just appeal to everybody? Right? Like black people are a part of everybody. So if she has a lot of white fans, she could just accept it and and say what it is and say I'm a black woman, and that's never going to change, so she doesn't really have to worry about things like that. I don't know what she could do to get more specific black fans or anything like that. But I can imagine, when people personally, I don't really know what white music is. I totally, I don't think Lizzo makes white music. I would say that, right? But I definitely don't think she makes soulful 70s, 80s music. That seems a little bit interesting. Like, I don't think she's doing things like that. But I would say someone like Bruno Mars, right? Like you listen to someone like Bruno Mars, that kid has a lot of soulful, in him and stuff like that. But he definitely has a lot of white fans too, right? Like Bruno Mars, you know, he's a great artist, and his music is really soulful, and he has a lot of white fans, right? And that, I don't think that takes away from his music or his personality or anything like that. Not that he only has white fans, because trust me, Bruno Mars has a lot of black fans, right? Like, to say the least. But Lizzo, I would say just good luck to Lizzo. I just don't think it matters. I can understand, why, when she's doing interviews and people ask her about, does she make black music or white music, why that would bother her. Cause I don't, like I said, I don't think she makes white music, and I don't even know what white music is, right? I really don't really know what white music is. I would just say Lizzo probably, Lizzo definitely has more white fans than she does have black fans. And, doing an interview on Howard Stern, I don't think that's going to get her too many more black fans. Like, God bless Howard Stern, and he's definitely cool with the black community, but I don't think black people are gonna listen to this interview and think I'm gonna listen to Lizzo. I'm not gonna even listen to Lizzo today. But let me know your opinion of this story. Like I said, I don't think she makes white music. I don't even know what white music is, right? I think she's a popular artist, right? She's a popular artist. She has a lot of white fans, and I think that's not going to change anytime soon. But let me know your opinion of this story. Do you think Lizzo makes white music? Do you think Lizzo makes black music? Or do you agree with me that Lizzo is just a pop artist and she's on a Billboard chart? Like, her latest album topped out at number 2 on the Billboard chart. So I don't really see, what does she have to, you know what I'm saying? Like, like, what does she have to complain about? Like, I mean, I get asking her about white music and black music and stuff like that. I think she just needs to make a stand and just say, like, that's a extremely offensive question, right? I'm a black woman, right? I'm black. I can't make white music, like that. It's not even possible for me to do that. I'm black. That's not going to change. She does have a lot of white fans, but she's doing good. She's number 2. Her latest album got to number 2 on the Billboard chart. Just keep doing your thing, Lizzo, is what I would say. She has a lot of black fans. It's not like the black people call her, Uncle Tom or anything, like, a sellout or, a protest on her music. But respectfully, she definitely has more white fans than she does black fans. But I don't think she makes white music. is what I would say. I don't think she makes white music at all. But I'm Jason. The world is yours. Today we had a story about musician Lizzo, black musician, right? African American musician Lizzo fires back at criticism that she makes, quote, white music. Hit the like button, hit the thumbs up button, hit the $1 donation button. And please tune in to the next video on this channel. Thanks a million for watching.